To this day, I still believe that the original design for Sonic was a marketing ploy. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is directed by Jeff Fowler once again after its predecessor, which was a film that I considered generic yet had charming elements such as Jim Carrey, but overall was very underwhelming. However, the sequel is such a massive improvement over the first, adapting Sonic lore that can satisfy audiences and surely can satisfy Sonic fans such as myself. I'm not biased as the film definitely had issues, but it definitely does a better job at being a video game movie than the first film did. Ben Schwartz is still charming as his character, and the introduction of Tails and Knuckles works very well as all three characters worked well together and had great chemistry. Bringing back the original voice of Tails was a smart move, and I'm glad they didn't just cast a big celebrity like Chris Pratt. And Idris Elba understands the character of Knuckles and played him surprisingly well. The human characters of the movie definitely weren't in it as much this time around, which I'm glad as is more of what audiences want to see. But there were surprisingly charming little moments every now and then. Some of the humor was even an improvement as the first movie didn't make me laugh a lot, but the sequel still has its bad jokes. The film has a much better structured story, hopping from character moments to action sequences without it feeling underwhelming. I had a lot more fun with the action sequences and the change of locations as it made it more of an adventure movie. Jim Carrey carries the same charm as Dr. Robotnik, just as he did back in 2020. He is incredible in the role, and I really hope he returns one last time. The sequel definitely took what was weak about the first film and took them away for this movie, such as the horrible narration. However, some unnecessary sequences throughout the movie left the runtime feeling longer than it already was, and could have easily been taken out. Especially one sequence in Hawaii that goes on way too long and feels like a long pause for the movie, when it could have easily been taken out or resolved quicker. The way the film wraps up could have been better as well, addressing the consequences of the final battle instead of just focusing on it being a happy ending. In conclusion, I was mostly satisfied as this was a major improvement over the first movie, exploring much more of the Sonic lore to satisfy fans such as myself, and also having a much larger scale which improves the story structure. It's good to have another decent video game movie, and I hope that the third movie only goes more further into the lore of Sonic. It's cool how the first Sonic movie and this one haven't been affected by COVID despite releasing in years of the pandemic. Curious as to where they'll go with the Knuckles series though. If you're still here, it's good to see you. Just make sure you're subscribed before I say anything else cringe. I wonder what this would have been like if they kept the original design.